Hollywood's golden age wasn't just about dazzling lights and red carpets. It was a world where faith could burn brighter than fame itself. Among the icons who lived by their values was a star, whose spirituality became her guiding force. Let's uncover 15 legends who proved that morals and stardom could coexist. Number 15. Spencer Tracy. Spencer Tracy, one of Hollywood's finest actors, carried his faith with quiet strength and profound depth throughout his life. Born into a Catholic family in Milwaukee, Tracy's beliefs were the foundation of his values and his work. Despite his battles with alcoholism and personal struggles, Tracy's devotion to his faith remained unshaken. He often turned to prayer in moments of crisis, once saying, "Faith isn't about living without struggle. It's about finding the strength to overcome it." His long-term relationship with Katharine Hepburn, though deeply meaningful, was marked by personal conflict. Tracy never divorced his wife Louise out of deep respect for his Catholic principles. Friends noted that he always carried a rosary with him and attended Mass regularly, seeking comfort and guidance. In films like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Boys Town, Tracy's moral gravitas was undeniable, reflecting the core values he held dear. Spencer Tracy left behind not just a legacy of remarkable performances, but of a man who, despite his flaws, never let go of his faith. Number 14. Dolores Hart. Dolores Hart's journey from Hollywood stardom to a life of devotion is one of the most extraordinary tales of faith from the golden age of Hollywood. Known for her stunning beauty and undeniable talent, she starred alongside icons like Elvis Presley, winning the hearts of audiences everywhere. Yet, despite her soaring career, Dolores felt a calling that went deeper than fame. In 1963, at the peak of her success, she shocked the world by leaving Hollywood behind to become a Benedictine nun. She explained her life-altering decision, saying, "I left the world I knew for the world I believed in." Her transition wasn't easy, but Dolores embraced her new life with grace, finding fulfillment in prayer and service. Even as she left behind the glitz and glamour of the silver screen, her faith continued to shine brightly. Today, Dolores Hart stands as a symbol of unwavering conviction, proving that true success isn't defined by fame, but by the courage to follow one's heart. Number 13. Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper, the quintessential American hero on screen, found his greatest strength in his personal faith. Raised in the Episcopal Church, he later converted to Catholicism after years of introspection, drawn by his wife's devotion and the encouragement of close friends. His journey wasn't always easy. Cooper faced the temptations of fame, but he often spoke about how embracing Catholicism gave him a sense of inner peace. He once said, "I've learned that faith isn't about being perfect. It's about trying to be better every day." This conversion marked a profound shift in his life, and he carried his renewed spirituality into his career. In films like High Noon, Cooper portrayed internal struggles, embodying themes of courage, morality, and standing firm in one's beliefs. Even as he battled illness in his later years, Gary Cooper's faith remained unshaken. In his final public appearance, he humbly stated, "I'm not afraid of the future because I know God will be with me." Gary Cooper proved that true strength doesn't come from the roles we play, but from the faith we live by. Number 12. Anne Blyth. Anne Blyth's radiant presence lit up Hollywood's golden era, but it was her unwavering faith that made her truly extraordinary. A devoted Catholic, Anne credited her religion with keeping her grounded amidst the whirlwind of fame. From singing in her church choir as a young girl to embracing her faith throughout adulthood, her devotion never wavered. Anne often spoke about how her beliefs shaped her life, both personally and professionally. She once said, "Faith has been my anchor in a sea of uncertainty." Those words perfectly reflected the guiding role her spirituality played in her choices. But her faith didn't stop at words. Anne performed at countless charity events, often lending her angelic voice to hymns that raised funds for Catholic causes. Despite her fame, she remained humble, consistently attributing her success to God's blessings. Anne Blyth wasn't just a star with an extraordinary talent. She was a beacon of humility and grace, proving that a life rooted in faith is the greatest achievement of all. Number 11. Claudette Colbert. Claudette Colbert, a symbol of sophistication and talent, carried a quiet yet unwavering faith throughout her life. Raised in a Catholic household, she credited her upbringing for shaping her values and grounding her during Hollywood's demanding years. Though she rarely spoke openly about her beliefs, Claudette's actions spoke volumes about her devotion. She frequently contributed to Catholic charities and maintained a private, yet deeply meaningful connection to her spirituality. Friends often described her as someone who embodied her faith rather than simply preached it. Her iconic role in It Happened One Night cemented her place in Hollywood history. But Claudette never lost her humility, always attributing her success to a blend of hard work and divine blessing. She once said, "Faith isn't about what you say. It's about how you live." Number 10. Bob Hope. Bob Hope. The undisputed king of comedy and one of Hollywood's most beloved stars was a man whose faith ran deep. Born into a devout Catholic family, Hope credited his religious upbringing with instilling in him a profound sense of humility and gratitude. For Bob, faith wasn't just a personal belief, it was the bedrock of his legendary USO tours, where he spread joy and hope to millions of troops during times of war. He often remarked, "Laughter is God's greatest gift, and I'm just lucky enough to share it." Throughout his career, Bob quietly supported numerous Catholic charities, believing that his success came with a responsibility to give back. Despite his global fame, he remained grounded, regularly attending Mass and staying true to his spiritual roots. Bob Hope wasn't just a comedy legend, he was a man who used his platform to uplift others, guided by the principles of faith and gratitude. Number 9. Rosalind Russell. Rosalind Russell, renowned for her sharp wit and captivating screen presence, was also a woman of deep and enduring faith. Raised in a devout Catholic household, Rosalind's beliefs shaped every aspect of her life, both on and off the screen. One of her most meaningful roles was in The Trouble with Angels, a film that resonated deeply with her personal experiences with Catholicism. Rosalind often shared how her faith provided strength in difficult moments, saying, "Faith is the quiet voice that steadies you when the world feels like it's spinning out of control." Off-screen, Rosalind was just as dedicated to her faith. She actively supported Catholic schools and charitable organizations, embodying the values she held dear. With humility, she once remarked, "It's not about being perfect. It's about striving to be better every day." Rosalind Russell proved that true strength comes from a foundation of faith, and that striving for goodness, no matter the circumstances, is the highest calling. Number 8. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr, often celebrated as one of the most beautiful women of Hollywood's golden age, was also a woman of remarkable depth and unwavering faith. Born into a Jewish family in Austria, Hedy's life was deeply affected by the turbulence of her times. Though she later converted to Catholicism, her spiritual journey was one of resilience and rediscovery. Her faith served as a steadfast anchor during her daring escape from Nazi-occupied Europe and her rise in Hollywood. Despite the glamorous world of fame, Hedy often spoke about her belief in a higher power. In interviews, she credited her faith for fueling her creativity, saying, "Invention comes from the soul, and faith is what fuels the soul." Her groundbreaking invention of frequency-hopping technology, which laid the groundwork for modern Wi-Fi, stood as proof that science and spirituality could harmoniously coexist. Throughout her life, amidst failed marriages, personal struggles, and professional setbacks, Hedy found solace and strength in prayer, always turning to her faith in moments of trial. Number 7. Pat O'Brien. Pat O'Brien, best known for his portrayals of tough but kind-hearted priests, was a devout Catholic both in his roles and in his personal life. Born to Irish Catholic parents, his faith wasn't just an influence, it was the very foundation of who he was. O'Brien's performances in films like Angels with Dirty Faces were more than just cinematic moments. They were extensions of his deeply held values. He never hesitated to intertwine his faith with his work, once saying, "If I can make one person think about what's right and just, then I've done my job." Off-screen, Pat was equally devoted. He was a regular at Mass and often attended alongside his close friend and fellow Catholic, Bing Crosby. Together, they embodied Hollywood's moral compass in an era where scandal often stole the spotlight. Pat O'Brien wasn't just an actor. He was a man who lived by his principles, proving that faith and integrity could thrive even in the heart of Hollywood. Number 6. Loretta Young. Loretta Young wasn't merely a Hollywood star. She was a beacon of faith in a world often consumed by glamour and temptation. Born into a devout Catholic family, she carried her beliefs like armor, shielding herself from the pitfalls of fame during the chaotic golden age of Hollywood. Loretta faced plenty of moral crossroads as scripts came her way, many promising riches and prestige. Yet she stood firm. She boldly declared, "I won't sell my soul for a part, not even for 1,000 standing ovations." That conviction set her apart in an industry that often demanded compromise. Her faith extended to every corner of her life. On set, Loretta wasn't shy about enforcing her famous swear jar, a simple but powerful reminder of her commitment to keeping things respectful. Co-stars and crew members admired her quiet strength, calling her a true example of grace under pressure. But Loretta's greatest challenge came when the world learned her closely guarded secret. Her adopted daughter was actually her biological child. In the face of public scrutiny and whispers, she leaned on her unwavering faith for strength, saying, "Faith isn't about never falling. It's about finding the courage to stand up again." Even as her beauty and star power faded with time, Loretta's true legacy endured. It wasn't just her captivating screen presence or her Oscar-winning performances that left a mark. It was her steadfast dedication to living by her values, no matter the cost. Number 5. Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby's velvety voice wasn't his only source of comfort to millions. His unwavering faith resonated just as deeply. A devout Roman Catholic, Crosby's religion wasn't a show or a script. It was the very foundation of his life. In a world filled with glitz and glamour, Bing stayed grounded in values that touched both his family and fans. His devotion came alive on the silver screen. Playing Father Chuck O'Malley in Going My Way and the Bells of St. Mary's, Crosby brought more than just charm. He brought a heartfelt sincerity that mirrored his real-life commitment to his beliefs. These weren't just roles. They were reflections of his own faith. He once said, "I don't sing any songs that I don't believe in." And this conviction shaped both his music and his acting. Outside the spotlight, Bing's faith was equally steadfast. He attended Mass regularly, often with his children by his side, instilling his values in the next generation. His charitable contributions to Catholic organizations were remarkable, yet he never sought recognition for them. For Crosby, true devotion wasn't about making a splash. It was about quiet, consistent acts of faith. As he looked back on his life in his later years, Bing credited God for his success and expressed deep gratitude for the chance to inspire so many people. To him, his voice wasn't just a talent, it was a divine gift, and he used it to uplift as much as entertain. Number Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart wasn't just a Hollywood legend. He was a living testament to integrity, humility, and unshakable faith. Raised in a Presbyterian household, Stewart carried his religious values with him every step of the way, from the quaint streets of Indiana, Pennsylvania, to the dazzling heights of Hollywood stardom. Stewart's faith served as his anchor, especially during his harrowing service in World War II. As a decorated bomber pilot, he prayed before every mission, placing his trust in God to guide him through the most perilous moments. Those experiences left a lasting impact, deepening his belief in the transformative power of grace and redemption. This spiritual depth is likely why It's a Wonderful Life remains one of cinema's most treasured masterpieces. Reflecting on the role, Jimmy once said, "The story of George Bailey resonated with me because it's about faith. Faith in people, faith in oneself, and faith in something greater than all of us." His portrayal wasn't just acting. It was a heartfelt expression of his own soul. Off-screen, Stewart lived by the same principles. He attended church faithfully, steered clear of Hollywood's excesses, and stayed grounded despite his fame. His humility was as inspiring as his performances. Jimmy Stewart didn't just believe in faith. He lived it every day, proving that true greatness is rooted not in fame, but in character and conviction. Number 3. Jane Wyman. Jane Wyman's journey to faith was one of profound transformation and quiet grace. A celebrated star of the silver screen, Her life took a pivotal turn in 1953 when she converted to Catholicism, a decision born from a deep search for meaning beyond the fleeting allure of fame and fortune. Wyman's conversion wasn't a spur-of-the-moment choice. Close friends, including Loretta Young, played a key role in guiding her toward the church. After her baptism, Jane openly shared the peace she had discovered, saying, "My faith has brought me clarity in a world that often feels chaotic." Her faith wasn't just something she talked about, it shaped how she lived. Jane supported Catholic charities with humility, frequently visiting orphanages and hospitals away from the spotlight. She didn't seek applause for her efforts, choosing instead to let her actions speak volumes. Wyman's devotion also shone through her work. Her role in The Miracle of Our Lady of Fatima was more than just another performance. It was a heartfelt tribute to her deep respect for the Church and her desire to inspire others through her art. Number 2. Irene Dunne. Irene Dunne's elegance and charm lit up the silver screen, but it was her steadfast faith that truly defined her legacy. A devout Roman Catholic, Irene's deep religious convictions influenced every aspect of her life, from the roles she embraced to the way she treated everyone around her. To Irene, acting wasn't just a career. It was a calling, a chance to inspire and uplift audiences. She once said, "I have no regrets because whatever happens has been God's will." Her unwavering belief in divine guidance kept her centered in an industry often ruled by unpredictability and excess. Irene was selective with her roles, refusing any that conflicted with her values. This earned her not just admiration, but a reputation for blending grace with inner strength. Off-screen, her devotion extended to tireless work with Catholic charities, where she actively supported causes aimed at improving lives. Dunne also served on church committees, using her influence to advocate for positive change. For Irene, faith wasn't just a private matter. It was a way of life, woven into her career, her community, and her heart. Number 1. Barbara Stanwyck. Barbara Stanwyck, known for her strength and intensity on screen, found deep solace in her faith during some of the most challenging times of her life. Orphaned at the age of 4, Barbara's belief in God became her anchor, helping her weather a difficult childhood. Raised in a Protestant household, she later explored Catholicism through close friends and colleagues. Though she never formally converted, her spirituality grew stronger over time. She frequently attended church services and expressed her belief in a higher power guiding her journey. Barbara's roles in films like Stella Dallas and Double Indemnity showcased her resilience and depth, traits she often credited to her faith. She once said, "Faith doesn't eliminate hardship, it gives you the strength to face it." And with that, our list is complete. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories from Hollywood's golden age.